everyone, welcome back to the Horror Review. Today we're going to be taking a look at a film I love called Black Death. Now Black Death came out in 2010, so we'll start by reading the synopsis and then we'll go from there. So when the bubonic plague breaks out in England, killing hundreds of people, a monk decides to investigate a report which states that some people are miraculously coming back to life. Now, for me, that doesn't really sum up the film very well. It's set in 1348 during the first Black Death, so bubonic plague outbreak in Britain. And it's centered around a group of people who are trying to find out why one particular village is free from infection. They feel it's the work of demon worshippers or a necromancer. So that's the feeling behind it. The director actually summed it up as medieval men on a mission, which is pretty much what it is. Now, the director, Dopey really wants to tell you all that she enjoyed this film as well. Although there weren't many rats, so that was a bit of a disappointment for her. The director for this film again was Christopher Smith. So as we said on Tuesday, Christopher Smith has directed other things such as Curfew, Creep and The Banishing. A quick update for you on The Banishing as well. I've recently found out that it is coming to Shudder this month. So if you have a Shudder subscription and you do want to check out The Banishing, you'll be able to do that later this month. So keep an eye out for that one. Back to this film now, though. There is quite a really good cast in it. So first of all, you've got my favourite, Sean Bean. I'm sure I don't need to tell you what he's been in. But he's a star of the Silent Hill films. He was in Lord of the Rings. And of course, he is best known for his portrayal of Sharp. Eddie Redmayne is also in this movie. He was in Jupiter Ascending, The Theory of Everything, and he's Newt Scamander in the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Along with them, you've also got someone called Eamon Elliott. He was in Prometheus, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Exodus Gods and Kings. So that's the sort of calibre of cast you're looking at. All of the actors in it play their parts really well. They feel very realistic. I mean, if like me, you've seen any Sean Bean films, then you'll know this is the sort of role he excels in. Sort of in this, he's kind of a warrior for God, I suppose. But he's got that sort of leader army feel to him again, which he's really, really good at. Eddie Redmayne plays a young friar in it, and he really does give off that sense of vulnerability and unsurety on his faith and what he's doing, and I love that. He's so good in the role, and you love him. You want to just squeeze him, bless his heart. The film was actually filmed in Germany. Now, the countryside they've used for it is phenomenal. It is so beautiful. So it's all open, lush fields, forestry. It's really gorgeous to look at. But what they've done is they've done a really good job of using very muted colours in it. So whereas normally a walk through the woods would look lovely and it would be full of greenery, even in the winter, I mean, you get all of those feels to it. This is very, very muted, which kind of helps to set the scene for you, because the muted colours make you feel a bit more, ooh, and it kind of brings the somber tone in that you need, which is fantastic. Again, I checked out on Rotten Tomatoes, and this has a 71% rating, so this one has been rated a lot higher than the previous film. There are a lot of religious undercurrents to this, because it is the church trying to figure out why this one village is immune. Given everything that's been going on in the world over the last 12 months, disease is something we are quite used to, and I think now we look at things a slightly different way. So I wonder if you guys will come to the same conclusion as me when you see where the village in particular is. I'd be really interested. So if you want to drop me a comment once you've read it, once you've watched the film and you've got your idea, let me know. But in all honesty, the church, I feel, it does really ring through, because that's what these men believe. They believe that they're doing the right thing. Now, they're not good men, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it really does it really does highlight what Britain was like back in the 1300s, when the church had almost complete power over people. I mean, don't forget, these were around the times as well that witches were being persecuted. And that is brought into the film as well. There is a big part of it. Now, I did a little bit of research into the film, and supposedly the ending was meant to be entirely different. Personally, I like the way they've done the ending. I'm glad they moved away from their original idea. The ending came as a bit of a shock for me. The ending is quite gruesome, just to let you know. Sort of during the last 20 minutes of the film, it gets more and more gruesome. So there is a fair bit of blood and gore, and I'm going to warn you now, there's a fair bit of torture in it as well. So if that's a bit of a sticker point for you, please stay away from this film, because there is quite a bit of it in the last bit of the movie. Apart from that, though, I would honestly say that I would recommend this film to everyone, and I believe I have done. Everyone I come across, I recommend they watch this film. The story is told brilliantly, and it really takes you through it as well. So it's a story you can follow and a story you can enjoy, and because the characters are so realistic, you believe it. And I think that's the point of a movie. You should be able to get lost in it and believe what's going on. So that was fantastic for me. The characters, they stick to what you expect. Once you get to know what a character is like, they kind of stick in that role. They don't alter who they are, which again I like, because you can build up more of a connection with them, which is fantastic. One other thing as well, if any of you out there are Game of Thrones fans, Melisandre, the Red Woman, is in this as well. So she's someone to keep an eye out for. You can never trust her, ever. That's just my opinion. But again, back to the shooting of it. I think that what they've managed to do with the way they've used muted colours and the way they have shot a lot of the scenes, it really hits home how hopeless the situation was. I mean, back in the 1300s, if you caught the bubonic plague, you were going to die. There's almost no two ways about it. And you could pray to God as much as you liked. You could have all the money you wanted. If you caught the plague, you were going to die. And the way they bring across the somber feel in not just the coloration of the scenes, but also the music running through the background, it really hits that home for you, which I think is fantastic, because they need to set that scene brilliantly, and they've managed to do it. So that was really, really good for me. The only other thing I suppose I can say is it is a little slow to begin with. So the first sort of 10-15 minutes of the movie is a tad slow, but please stick with it. It's so worth it once the movie starts properly. Well, I hope you all enjoy it. Join me again on Tuesday, where we're going to be looking at a classic horror. A friend of mine, Jax, hi Jax, he's asked me to have a look at White Zombie. So I'm going to be reviewing that for you on Tuesday. So if you join me then, we'll take a look at that as well. Again, if you've got anything you want me to take a look at, please drop it in the comments. I'm happy to review anything people want me to. If there's a film you're unsure if you want to watch or not, so you want somebody else to sit through it first, let me know. Apart from that, do take care of yourself and have fun scaring yourself. Scary weekend, everyone. Bye.